Can you hear us all now? Can you hear us?
Yes, hear you fine.
Okay, excellent. Welcome to you. Got Maida, got Christina, Reggie, Gisela, Ron, and another participant.
And Andrea.
Andrea, she's floating in and out like.
Yeah, that's that background.
Let's see if I can get rid of that.
You're fading into the background. We got Maria, and we got Jason. Okay. All right, let's see.
There's Andrea. In real life, no background.
All right, excellent. Nice to meet you both. We got to extend our reach and go global. What do you say, Jeff?
Yeah, technically, we are already international here at EarthSave. We have some good news that we opened a actual center in Argentina.
Many people, they need to unmute.
No, they can listen.
Oh, they can
Yeah,
listen.
yeah.
Okay, good. Mm-hmm.
And so this is what Estella started working on several years ago, and we finally did it. We have a center called the Ukupacha Earth Literacy Center. And it's a beautiful place in the mountains of northwest Argentina where the Inca Trail ends.
Mm.
Woo, woo.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, we have to start getting all our equipment upgraded so that we can deal with international Zooms as well. Today, it looks like we have a technical problem, which means that we will have to, it was totally unexpected, so my apologies. We will have to log out of this meeting in a few minutes, and then everybody has to join in again. I never thought this would happen. Total surprise, and that means we have to upgrade some of our equipment here, but
the link is the same?
it'll be the same link.
Yeah, so now you have experience, everybody, on how to get back in. Just give us about 2 minutes and just log in again, and we'll let you in, and we'll start the meeting, and we appreciate your patience.
Can everybody do that?
Okay, so I'm going to end it now, and we look forward to seeing you in a few minutes. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
See you in a few minutes.
I'll tell you her EarthSave connection.
Well,
She's the #1 volunteer at EarthSave.
I wear many hats. I am Chef Estella. Now I was in charge of the buffet. Now I am in charge of giving you one recipe. Doesn't matter.
Okay, let's welcome Ron. We're getting moving along.
Okay.
Making critique, always positive critique, so he can improve. All right, that's it. Next one. Next person.
Stu, you want to bring everyone else? We have your name, what you want from the meetings, and what's your EarthSave connection.
Yeah,
Who goes next?
if you'd like to share that. Miss Sutton, is that the last name? Would you care to share a few things?
Sure. My name's Laura. It's got my son's name on there because I'm using his computer. I don't have a computer.
Okay.
I am an organic farmer in South Florida, in Miami, in the Redlands. And I was the organic farmer for a local restaurant called Ghee Indian Kitchen. But when the pandemic hit, we basically got laid off. And it's kind of been a blessing because we're building our house. Right now I'm up in the attic, which is completely unfinished and really looks like an attic, but eventually it's going to be a bedroom. But I guess you can't tell that because behind me kind of looks neat and organized. Anyway, we're finishing up building our house and going to be getting the gardens up and running again really soon. We grow just about everything you can imagine is capable of being grown in South Florida, and then some. So we're all about growing as much as we can organically and getting it out into the public and educating people about, different kinds of fruits and vegetables, different varieties of things that they may have never heard of. And I also am a fermentologist. So as Jeff and Estella know, I'm always
Yes.
uncooking up some new recipe, but sticking to the old traditionals as well. So I grew up with a German grandfather that kind of passed on the tradition of
Laura, we want to keep it really short in this
Okay.
initial phase, just so everybody gets to see each
What else
other.
do I need to say then? I kind of said everything, right?
Yeah, because you're going to do a
Yeah.
presentation anyway.
Oh, okay.
So the
Hi.
idea here is just,
I've been vegan for 30 years. I'll put that in there too.
Yes.
30-year vegan.
Gisela now, Gisela.
Gisela?
Hi, everybody. My name is Gisela Torrella. I'm from Colombia. I live here in Lake Worth, Florida for 26 years. My passion is inspire people to take control of their own health so they can learn how to heal themselves, take responsibility. And I have done it with a book, with a movie. We made a documentary. I wrote a book. And a Hippocrates health educator, and currently a student at Cornell University in nutrition, plant-based nutrition, and
She's doing the-
here to share whatever you guys need. Yeah.
Great.
Thank you. Reggie, would you like to go next?
Sure. My name is Reggie Raw, Juice Man. My passion is raw living juice, chlorophyll specifically. I am a Hippocrates ambassador. I teach a lot of their nutritional methods that they use to cure people from horrible diseases. I share it freely. I give out free samples all the time. I work with Jeff, the Vegan Man Tucker's events doing juicing. And as soon as he gets going with those events, I'd be happy to continue my free sample
In Tampa.
chlorophyll. And I'm from Pompano Beach.
Thanks, Reggie. Christina. She's our, let's see if we can unmute you. Can you unmute yourself, Christina? Do you know how to do that? You're going to be our guest speaker this evening also. So if you'd like to say hi to everybody and tell us a little bit.
Okay, hi everybody. My name is Cristina, and I'm the owner of the new opportunity that I have in February. I bought a restaurant, a cafe, and we named recently Chef Chris's Vegan Plant-Based Cafe. And so happy for the new adventure, because before I have the cinnamon roll that we've been selling in Whole Foods Market for many years. But now with the cafe, it's great because we have added new dishes like vegan plant-based that are cooked. Some doesn't contain oil, and all are vegan. We have the raw foods. We keep the raw food menu as well. So we have all different type of style, like diets or lifestyle, I would say. But always it's gonna be grain-free, gluten-free, organic. And my webpage is chefchristyscafe.com. It's located in Plantation. I don't know what else to do, but I'm very passionate about it.
We got a couple of
But I
slides to
didn't-
show for
yeah.
you later. Thank you very much, Christina. Let's see. Ron or Andrea, would you care to say a few things?
Well, I'm new to Florida, 2 years here. And I moved from over the last 70 years from Central Georgia, being a meat and potatoes kind of guy, to a almost vegan guy. And been enjoying the isolation by learning new recipes, learning to cook some Indian dishes. Today, just experimenting with aquafaba, made my very first aquafaba whipped cream, which is not bad.
Fantastic. Are you on board with Ron, Andrea?
No, I've been vegetarian for, well, close to the vegan now. Occasionally I will eat dairy. But I've haven't had meat in close to 40 years. And I originally went vegetarian for reasons of ecology and back in the 60s. And for a while, I worked for People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, trying to promote vegan diets. And I am a registered nurse. And, I know that a lot of illness is lifestyle caused, particularly from diet. And I currently basically teach yoga to seniors.
Tremendous. Very, very good. Thank you and welcome, both of you.
We get the non-video participants to speak on their phones. Can they do that?
Well, they may be able to speak if they have a microphone. Julie and Maria, would you care to say a few words about what you might want to get out of this meeting, a little bit about yourself?
Hi, this is Maria,
Yes.
as I was invited by a friend who normally goes to your live meeting. So I'm just here to really listen to what everyone has to say. I've been in Florida for about 7 years. I'm originally from London, but I went vegetarian out of frustration in terms of my health. So I'm not vegan or, the real diehard vegans. I do dairy and occasionally fish, and even that I'm trying to steer away from because I still haven't seen that much difference in my health. So for me, it's more of a health thing. And listening to all of you, it seems like a couple of you might be able to help me in terms of things you do. I would like to be able to meet with a nutritionist, and I'm finding it very difficult maneuvering down there, even though I've been here for a while, because everything is so spread out. So just advice on healthy living and healthy eating.
Okay, thank you very much, Maria. Welcome.
Thank you.
Happy you're with us. Julie, do you care to join us? Say a few words. And Pamela, didn't forget about you. If you care to say a few things, Pamela, you can unmute.
Okay. Hi.
Nice to see you.
Hey, well, I've been a vegetarian all my life, but I've started to eat some seafood sometimes. I have a husband who eats meat. So it's a little bit, we eat a little bit different. So I don't know. So I want to head more pure, but it's hard. He gets kind of upset and he gets afraid when I start going on things like that. But, so, and I live in a part of town that it's not vegetarian friendly at all. It's really hard to go out to dinner, which I do with all my friends who eat meat.
Well, we welcome speaking with you. Nice to have you join us. And Maria, we didn't forget about you. Would you care to say a few words?
Hi. I first started going to the meetings at the center when you guys had it open many years ago. I didn't know anything about being a vegan or vegetarian, so I attended your meetings and I got a lot of information from you guys, and I started trying the food and I loved it. I fell in love with it. And so it's been a few years already since I'm like 90% vegan, because sometimes I might have something that has dairy, like maybe cheese or piece of cake, but not often, maybe once every 4 months, something like that. But I did it for health reasons, and I have felt, a lot much better after I made that decision.
Okay, great, great. Well, welcome everybody. Chef Estella, she's going to do a little show and tell right now. She's going to tell us about one of her favorite recipes. And let me get that queued up and you can go ahead. Why don't you tell us what you're going to talk about, which recipe you're going to present?
Okay, it's called Caro bean brownie. I'm trying to make new recipes that they are plant-based. They are cooked, lightly cooked, or cooked at their point. So, and something that is not that everybody can afford. So that's why I decided, I have another, in my book, another brownies recipe, but this is carob bean brownies, okay? So, and the one who likes benefit all the time, you know who the person is, you know, it's Jeff. So he loves them, any type of brownies. Okay, so here is the brownies, how they look like, and they are moist. And on top, I just put some hemp seed. Can we go with the recipe, please? I have here we have the ingredients. It gives more or less 21 pieces or 22, depends how you cut them. So for the ingredients, we have 2 cans of black beans, 1.5 cup each can. If you don't want to use a can, sometimes we have to use the can that is, these beans are organic, and the BP doesn't have, so we try to use the best. But some people cannot afford to buy, so it is, if you buy the can and it's organic and it doesn't have any other, not in salt or anything, it is still a good option. So if or if not, you can cook them. The best way to leave it at night with water, and the next morning you just drain the water and you cook them, and then you use them. 1/2 cup of molasses, okay? This is the organic molasses unsulfured, okay, that I use. This is the empty bottle. I don't know if you can see it, see?
Yes.
Okay. And this is something, you know, is, and it has only 10 grams of sugar. So we need to see for the people who are still eating the standard American diet, or we hear that sometimes it's difficult. So here we have a very tasty and just the enough sweetness. 12 ounces of almond milk, or any milk that you can use. In this case, I didn't buy the milk in itself. I just soak the almonds overnight, and the next day I just put them with water in the blender and just strain them through a bag, you know, that's the, and there you have your milk, or you can buy it. The other is, we don't use chocolate, we prefer to use carob. Why carob? Because carob, it gives you the chocolate flavor, and it's not an stimulant. So we try to use a whole food that does not have stimulants, like the coffee and the chocolate. They are really stimulants, okay? So this is not really, and for women, the chocolate, you know, just your bones leach the whole calcium when you use caffeine. So women's, they need to be very careful about that. Maybe you don't know. So we prefer to use carob. Okay, so carob is a very good option, okay? And it has a very good flavor. And then 1 cup of raw oats, 2 tablespoons of brown flaxseed, and 1 tablespoon of vanilla extra. So in this way, anybody can have a good dessert. This one gives 21 or 22 portions. What is the first thing that I do? I puree the black beans and molasses and almond milk in a food processor using the S-blade. Then I add the other remaining ingredients, especially the oats. If you see that it is very runny, the mixture is still very runny, so you can use a little bit more of raw oats. But this one worked very well. Then with 350, turn on the oven and line a glass Pyrex container and place parchment paper on top. And you just pour that looks very runny, but it gives a good consistency. Then you saw the final product, you saw the photo, and here you saw Jeff eating them, okay? And then I top with hemp seeds or any other thing that you may want to add. And that's it, so they came moist and they hold together very well. And here we have a very nutrient-dense dessert, okay, and with a little bit of sweetness that we really need. Any question about the Caro brownies?
Unmute, Gisela.
No, just wanted to congratulations. I would never imagine that you can use black beans to make carob. Amazing. Thank you.
Okay. So, and they don't taste like black beans, so that's great.
I'd like to put the recipe as a PDF in the chat bar, and you can download it to your computer if you'd like.
Sure. This is what this is for. Yes.
I'll do that also.
You do that for any of the other people who like,
Yeah.
And they are not perfect, Did you see the cat? So this imitate nature. Nature is not perfect. So this is what this food is about. Laura knows that very well, and Christy and Gisela. Okay. So that's the important thing, that is delicious and tasty. This is very important and healthy at the same time. All right.
I just want to interject for 1 second. We have a guest joining us that has joined us. Her name is Julie. She doesn't have a microphone or a camera, but attended many meetings. Okay. And she's been vegetarian, almost vegan, and she hopes to get some new information or recipes today. So welcome again, and thank you for joining us. I know not everybody has their technology up to speed or connected or whatever. So welcome everybody. Thank you very much, Julie. Okay. And as we move along, we'd like to, if anyone has a recipe they'd like to share, we welcome that as well. I'd like to introduce now Chef Christy, and she introduced herself before, and I have a slide that I'd like to share with you and a little video, but she could start by taking the stage. Go ahead, Christy. Welcome.
70 recipes.
I don't know what to say. So I don't know what to say. So I thought I said the same thing. Okay, so now I can say longer, like not short, but a little bit longer about me.
Sure, yeah.
Same idea.
I'm going to have you put on your screen your bio, which actually tells people a little bit about yourself. But you can bring us up to speed as to where you are now, because you took over the former Green Wave Cafe and made it your own, and a lot of exciting things are going on there, correct?
Yes, so well, I work with Jeff since around 2006. So I studied in different institutes. And I never thought that I would be creating the cinnamon rolls. So it's like a great experience for many years, selling to different markets. Now we are expanding to out of Florida. We are in North Carolina, Atlanta. I forgot, but we are expanding our products to, like I say, out of Florida, New York. And the cinnamon rolls, we have a variety of flavors. All are vegan, gluten-free, grain-free. Basically, we use a lot of apples, flax seeds, coconut oil, cashews. So it's a healthy snack.
Yes.
So we have the velvet roll, the cinnamon roll, yeah, I say the cacao. We also have for other people who are into the keto diet. So I create another one that is called keto dark chocolate cake. So it doesn't contain sugar, or the sugar that has is the keto approved. It's made of comes from vegetable. So I don't use xylitol, I don't use erythritol because I don't like it. So I try to do my research before I create products that people can like it or can digest better or don't create any other symptoms or effects. So I like to create different kind, but different lifestyle. So I have that the business that I started, and then in February I to like you say I bought the cafe like used to be the Greenway Cafe, my friend Raul, and I like it because that's I like the raw food. I want to keep it the same time, but I also noticed that people also like to eat some food that is a little bit heat. So we don't use a stove, but we use the air fryer. So we don't fry, but we put it for a few minutes. So we have some food that are a little bit, you know, hot. So we have empanadas. So, but always we're gonna have a healthy menu. So that's my goal is to keep helping people in some way by offering healthy menu. And also because a lot of people have a certain allergy and certain they cannot go to other, not all the restaurants have this kind of like choices like raw or the raw menu, and we want to keep it and adding more and more because I know that eating raw food is very good. I like for anybody. I don't know what to have to say, but what else to say? Questions, if you have any questions. But the cafe is located in Plantation. And the webpage is chefchristyscafe.com. If you have any questions, you can email me or Instagram is Chef Christie's the same vegan Chef Christie's vegan plant-based cafe.
And I want to add that Chef Christie Cafe is the only one cafe in Broward County that has earned the Plant Pure Community Certificate. That is to say that her cafe, from any person who travel, they can look at the map from in all states and they can see this restaurant is offering a Plant Pure community meal. That this is what Gisela is doing. That I am a graduate from T. Cornell, okay, from Cornell and T. Campbell, okay, join in which we cook but with no oil. That is the difference. So some people are looking for that. So Chef Christie earned that certificate, and this is for everybody to know. If you know your favorite restaurant, or this is open to any restaurant. And in this way, we can help the restaurants, your favorite restaurant, to have at least one meal that is cooked with no oil. This is it, plant-based, but with no oil. That is the difference. Thank you, Christy. Yes, Maria, yes. Maria, go ahead.
What's your information, Christine? Like, can you write it down for us so we can?
In the chat. In the chat. Can you read the chat,
Is
Maria?
there?
In the chat.
Yeah, go to the bottom of your screen and click on the chat button, and it should open up a chat window, and all of the chats are in there.
Okay. So your information is there?
Yeah, the information's in there, and if not, then I can send you the important links, okay, Maria?
Okay, Green Wave Cafe. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, it is.
Formerly Green Wave Cafe. Also,
Now it's Christy.
it's now Christie's. In fact, she has such great products that your desserts, your raw vegan desserts, are on Amazon through Whole Foods Market. I mean, I was looking at them, and I'll have to order some of them. They're tremendous. See if I can share with you now. Yeah.
Yes, the famous Christy cinnamon roll, you know, she started that many years ago. How long ago did you start with the business of the cinnamon roll?
Julie has done more. My son, like 2009, 2010, I guess 2010.
They are delicious, so anybody can buy them at, I think it's a Whole Food now. Amazon also too now?
Yeah.
Wow, you know, so that's
Now
great.
we not anymore. So because we have you can buy it through our webpage.
Oh,
So
through
it's better deal.
web page also, in the cafe also.
I
Yeah.
just wanted to say that I have been there
Ah,
and a few times, and after she took it over, I didn't see her there. There's other employees, of course,
ah,
but I was there also when Raul
ah.
owned it. So I've been going there a while, and I just wanted to hear, you know, what people are doing with the pandemic to help themselves, help their, you know, immunity. And I do miss the sessions at Tamarack, but you know, now hopefully someday we get back. You could get back.
Okay. I'd like to just interrupt. Thank you very much, Rick. I appreciate your comments. And again, this is a unique day. I think Jeff was mentioning earlier. We had an introduction through Zoom that allowed us unlimited time, and they surprised us today by limiting the meeting to only 40 minutes, which means in order for us to continue our get together today, we're going to have to ask you if you'd like to continue to join us. We'd appreciate it. If you could reboot again, you should just log right back on. I'm going to log on. So I'm going to log you all out. Please join us again, and we'll continue our nice get together today. Okay? Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I also teach how to grow sprouts and wheatgrass, because you can also juice that. It's even more powerful than the other organic green leafy vegetables. Best to grow it, again, in your own garden. And I go on to say, this is blissful happiness. Never felt this good. It's nature's perfection in the glass. It's the power of the universe, power of the sun. I really base my energy and nutrition solely from the sun. I have several videos I can add. Maybe next get together I can show some videos, or just post them. You can watch them yourself. So that I continue to say, if you or your loved ones suffer from a chronic or degenerative disease, or looking to detoxify your body and strengthen your immune system, I think everyone wants to do that. Are you exhausted, devitalized, bloated, sick, experiencing pain every day? A lot of people do. Do you have brain fog? Is your digestive sluggish? Are you simply not feeling your best? Do you feel alone and scared of your next step? Have you spent endless hours searching for health and healing solutions? I mean, there's endless amounts of it. I really teach living live nature, which is sun energized, either raw earth minerals or raw living minerals. It's all living, actually. And it's not processed in any way. Once you process it, you really kill it. Like iron ore from the earth is very powerful. You can put it on your skin and everything. Once you heat it and you make these metals and steels and everything like that, it's toxic. We do that obviously with our food. So I go on to say, let's discover my Green Star juicer. I think that's one of the better juices for the money, but there's several others to choose from. And we juice up some raw living chlorophyll to concentrate the healing power of the universe, taste the sun nutritional power of raw living chlorophyll. We're acquiring the bitter taste. Everyone's so used to, they're addicted to sweetness, sugar. They put it in everything. They put it in the medications and the kids' foods, and it's all acidic. And that's why people are very sick, because their bodies are very unbalanced with acidosis, acidity. So to kill those fires of acidity, you need alkalinity, which is basically the chlorophyll that I'm talking about. The energy to kill those fires of acidity, to help heal your body very, very fast. At Hippocrates Health Institute, this is their basic concept, to stop eating the acidic foods, the acidic environment that people are in, and give them alkaline and neutralize their bodies so they can heal very fast. And they do it a lot of times in 3 weeks. People recover in a very substantial way in 3 weeks at Hippocrates. But if you can do it online, you don't need to pay that money, you know. But if you want, they have great facilities there to use. Raw living chlorophyll is one of the quickest, most powerful ways to improve your health and weight loss. And I also teach methods of understanding and overcoming food addictions. That's without, you know, once you realize that you're addicted to these sugars, these foods, these additives, these processes, and you can make better choices. I teach the benefits of a masticating juicer versus high-speed blending. Most people high-speed blend, and that kills a lot of the goodness. It kills the integrity of the food. It doesn't eliminate a lot of the excess insoluble fiber. When you eliminate the insoluble fiber, you're left with soluble fiber, and it's great for your body, and especially when your digestive system is weak. So the soluble fiber is absorbed more readily into your system, the minerals and the nutrients. And then I go on to life choices. Everyone has life choices, every decision they make. And I just, I came down to choosing A or B. Raw nature, so you got to choose A or B, raw nature or processed nature. Line 2, living food or B, cooked food. Masticating juicer or high-speed blending. Do you want a peaceful environment or a toxic environment? Blissful happiness or painful disharmony? Follow your heart or are you following the crowd? Do you want the fountain of youth or do you feel like you're dying? And I just go, good choice, bad choice. So when you make decisions in life, you always kind of want the A's, I think, in most people. And of course, I'm not a professional doctor or a health professional at all. So I put a disclaimer in there to consult your doctor when you do change any lifestyle or medications and stuff like that. So that's my basic outline. And I give several videos, and then we talk about, as I'm doing the juice, we talk about drinking it. And to be surprised, most people say, hey, this is not so bad, not as bad as I thought it would be.
Yes.
It tastes pretty good, especially when you put a little stevia or some sweetener in there, some little, just to make it more palatable for you. But I don't add any of that because I'm used to the bitterness. Once you get used to it, you don't need to add any sweetener to it, any fruit. So, any questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Sure.
I just want to ask you for next Sunday, if you can bring, just give us an example of, you can show you, if you can show like a basic green juice, of course with an apple or something. Because
Sure.
I found that juicing is very expensive, and so people cannot afford it. So if you could bring us and tell us, well, this is like a beginning, you know?
Right.
Instead of having 3 and 4, probably, I don't know, have like 2. two greens or one apple, that you are the expert, okay? So I want to ask you that for next
Yeah.
Sunday, okay?
I always recommend make it your own. I experiment with the different, and it's really basic food that you would eat normally, like kale and spinach. But what's interesting about taking the fiber out, you can eat mass quantities of this in ounces. I drink about 40 ounces every morning. That's a lot. I do it within a half hour to drink, or an hour even. Drink it slowly, so I absorb most of it. If I drink it too fast, it's just too much energy, and you tend to not want to. I made the mistake of drinking too much wheatgrass one time, a big glass of it. You're only supposed to take an ounce. It's very powerful. So,
thank you very much, Reggie. We'll see you again on one of our
Reggie.
meetings. Thank you for filling in. And now I'd like to move along and going to introduce Gisela Torella, and she's going to tell us a little bit about.
It's my turn, Bev. Oh, hi.
Okay, welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you. So again, for the new people who came, my name is Gisela Torella. I'm a Hippocrates health educator and also ambassador. I worked Hippocrates for a long time, doing the translations for Brian Clement in the main class there. And I also, I study at Cornell, currently studying at Cornell University, like Stella, in learning a lot of new things, new information about the oil was something new for me, because at Hippocrates we use oil. In Cornell, it teaches that if somebody has a heart disease, so cut down on the oil. And I would like to share what I have learned with anybody who would like to get coaching. I'm a health coach also, and I have helped people reversing a disease. Like, for example, I have a little girl who cannot afford to come to Hippocrates and do the program, and I help her. And she had a brain tumor, and her brain tumor, she was 2.5 years old, and now she's 9, her brain tumor shrank, and she's living a normal life. So we have great testimonies like that when you use nature. And it's very simple. Hippocrates it changed my life, because I study health and I study natural ways, but Hippocrates for me was the maximum, because we're talking about the healthiest food in the planet. For example, the healthiest food, the first life form that happened on Earth in the oceans is like green blue algae. In it's 50% protein. So that's something that we also use in to help your body to rebuild, to eliminate toxics, to get that energy and be your immune system will be so strong, so you don't have to be worrying about any viruses or any illnesses, because you're like one connected with nature. So we use from the oceans, the algae, also the plants, so we don't need to eat the fish, because the fish are eating the plants. So we go straight to the source of the omega-3s, of the chlorophyll. And from the land, the first plant that came on land is the grasses. So like our friend was telling us about the wheatgrass, it's very ancient and it's full of the nutrients that your body needs to help you, giving you all the elements that you need to rebuild. And we also use the sprouts. It's the most nutrient food in earth, because when it's there, the plant, for example, if we're talking about a cauliflower, let's say a kale, when a kale is big and it has been cut in California 2 weeks from now, and when you eat it when it's baby, when it's a baby plant, it has a full energy, then it's condensated to become a big plant and reproduce. So when you eat the baby sprouts, the 7-day sprouts is super high in nutrients. And what I love to teach people is how to you grow it yourself at home. So it's safe because you know the water that you drink, you're using is a clean water, and it's like 50 to even 500 times more nutrients than a mature plant. So behind me, you see our documentary. It's called Your True Nature. In Spanish, is Tu Real Naturaleza. I'm sorry? It has English subtitles. And we made the movie as an inspiration because we have met so many people reversing diseases. And Chef Christina and Chef Stella, they are giving us their testimony in the movie. It's a beautiful documentary where we can put the link in there later so you guys can see it. Yeah, thank you. Jeff just put the link. The documentary is divided in 4 parts because our bodies, our cells has 4 parts. We have a physical body, we have a mind, an emotional, a mental body, an emotional body, and a spiritual body. So when we are in harmony with all these systems, we are connected to our higher self. That's when I noticed when I was helping people at Hippocrates Health Institute to regain health. I noticed that they can eat healthy, they can exercise, but the key, the switch is when they become more energy, when they become more connected to the higher self. So that's why the movie is called Your True Nature, because when you're connected to your fountain of life, who gave you life, when you connected in your mind, when your mind becomes his mind, the source mind, when your body becomes your temple, and when you become like when you start observing yourself from far away and you see your body and control your body to eat the most healthy foods on the planet, to exercise, to be in contact with nature, is just
everything.
health just happens, you know, is something that just happens without any effort. You become more productive as like you help society, you help humanity also. Well, thank you, Stella, for be part of the documentary. Everything started with a plane crash. I was in my way to Jamaica, and the airplane didn't land, just kept going, and it went to the beach in Jamaica, and the airplane cracked in 3 pieces. So after the plane crack, before the plane crack in 3 pieces, I heard immense voice in my head and said, "Are you ready to go back to the source?" And I felt I was like, "No, I'm not ready. I would like to finish my book and make my wellness center, help my husband." And in a few minutes later, the plane crashed. And a couple days later, when I got home, I realized that we were safe because we were like so close to the ocean. The nose of the airplane stopped as a miracle. They didn't know how even that happened. And you see the airplane, the news where it says a Christmas miracle. And when I got home, I heard a voice again when I was taking a shower. It said everybody was received the same message and you were the only one who were listening. Since that day, I wanted to share with humanity how to connect to our true nature, how to connect to our higher self. And we do it by the way being aware of what we eat, the way how we take care of our body, how we are aware of our thoughts, and using our emotion as a guide system to lead us, to guide us to the correct way so we can be fulfilled in life. So I invite you to please watch the movie and share it. It's a beautiful, very positive documentary. It has English subtitles and is made for you. It was designed for you to be part of raising the energy of the world, which is very needed right now. Thank you.
Great, great. Does anybody have any questions they'd like to pose?
Well, thank you, Gisela. And I remember in 2012 when I met you at the yoga conference, you approached me and said, "Do you want to be part of this movie?" And I said, "Well, I never been. I don't know. So I'm looking for Hispanic people who are doing something." And I said, "Sure, yes." So when you can go and watch the trailer, and then you can buy the movie and you can show, because I am there giving my testimony, okay, how it changed my life, and it started with live food or living food. So mostly I am a high raw. I just have 90% approximately, especially in summer it's like 100%, but then 90% of live food. I don't want to say raw because it is prepared in a very special way. It's live food or living food. This is what I digest best. And of course, we need to have some cooked, whether some people say, but there are many people. And when it starts to get a little bit colder and damp, you just need something warm, but it has to be cooked at a, you can use a thermometer so it is not overcooked. And of course, always with no oils, according to T. Colin Campbell. Okay, thank you.
Somebody was writing a question that the like sprouts are not safe. Did you see them, Jeff?
Now, did you see a question? Where, in the chat?
Yes, I saw like sprouts are not safe. I never heard that. I've been eating raw foods, and it's like the most safer food that you can do, you can eat. Is I've been doing it for 14 years, and I used to be a sick person. I don't get sick anymore. All my illness went away, and I have never heard anybody getting sick from sprouts. Maybe if you, usually people get sick, it's from the cow manure, the cow poop, where because the water gets contaminated and they spray the spinach and they sell it in the supermarket. But I heard more people getting sick from eating McDonald's, like they get salmonella, they get food poisoning. Yeah, so my website is turealnaturaleza.com for those, and in the website, somebody was asking about the seeds. There's a link. I don't sell the seeds, but there's a link there where you can buy seeds. And there's is Tu Real Naturaleza. I'll write it down. Okay, thank you.
I'd like to add to that. I've given thousands and thousands of free samples of chlorophyll, and I'm not aware of anyone getting sick or coming back to say I got sick of what I served to them through many events that I did. Also, I can see getting nauseous, and I drank too much wheatgrass juice. It's so powerful, your body will reject it because it's just too much energy. It's like getting electrocuted. You have to pull away. Your body will reject it because it's just too much energy too quickly. When you're very toxic, these high energy foods, your body can't absorb them right away, so they reject them. So you got to be, when you introduce these powerful wheatgrass and sprout juices, you have to introduce them slowly because they're very powerful.
Thank you.
I think I choose to believe you, Reggie.
I think that's why when you buy a wheatgrass juice, they only give you like a little bit.
I know.
Little shot.
2 ounces, yes.
More is not better.
Yes.
Until, like you said, you get used to it.
Yes.
I'm a lazy person. I do have a champion juicer.
Cool.
But I make smoothies.
Nice.
It's easier to clean up afterwards. I'm just lazy. But I use a lot of fruits and vegetables in my smoothies. It's you get a lot of fiber, which helps me. So.
Do you tune your guitar with any vegetables?
Celery. I don't know.
I think you should work on that. You could make a unique chord pattern or something.
The key, the key of spinach.
Right. Let's work on that.
Okay.
And next time, you think you can bring the guitar, Rick?
Yeah, I have it here, but I'll wait till next time.
Yeah, next time we're going to have a full meeting and no interruptions and all that.
Yeah. Well, thanks, for letting me join.
Oh, are you kidding?
Yeah.
Get out of here. How about Laura, Stu?
That's fine. Yes, go ahead. That would be great.
It's Laura's turn now. Yes.
Laura's going to talk about Sudden Blue Horizon Farms.
She doesn't know the graphics that we're showing, so
Well,
just so that she could see them and she could kind of, speak about them and all that.
yes.
Organize herself.
Okay, let me start off with showing her what we do got, what we do have. Okay.
Okay, well, that first picture is of the farm totes that I have for sale. Just something to kind of promote supporting my little organic farm here. They have the farm logo, which my dad drew, the original. And then it has my Instagram address at the bottom. And then I took the picture with some kale and some vegetables in it just to show you how big they are, because they're very big. And it's a made in India, 100% unbleached cotton tote bag that I sell at my little farmer's market. Do you have any other pictures? Well, that's me at the farmer's market that I'm running now. It's at a farm very close to mine, which is in an old mango orchard. And right now we don't have as much growing on the farm because it's the summer. So there are some fruits, and I will, as we're growing food throughout the season, I'll bring more and more produce to this market. And I make a lot of ferments, like I think I was saying earlier. So I will have sauerkraut and kimchi, beet kvass, gut shots. I have a pickled turmeric at this point too. And then I work for a local company that makes kombucha. We are the oldest kombucha company in South Florida. Maybe some of you aren't into it because it has sugar in it, but we also make June, which is made from green tea and honey. I know that's not vegan, but it's another alternative to people that can't drink sugar. And I'll also be bringing things like comfrey salve, which I make from the comfrey that I grow, which is good for broken bones and bruises and sore muscles, sprains, even bug bites and sunburn and scratches and things like that. Very, very healing salve that I'm making now. That's my old sign. I guess it's too late because I did send you a picture of my most recent farm stand products from today, because I just did the market today. I just got back a couple hours ago. And what do I have today? I had all those things, but more. So what else to tell you? I'm trying to start up a CSA, which stands for Community Supported Agriculture. So I'm developing a customer base doing this market and hoping that, enough people sign up. If you live in Miami, or even anywhere in South Florida, Southeast Florida, can sign up and get produce from us on a regular basis. We grow using no machines, all organic and biointensive. We grow a huge variety, different kinds of, that's my husband, my husband, Brendan. And what else? Oh, okay, so should I say any more about the market or the farm? I don't know what else to say. I wanted to share with you just a little quick story, something I thought of, because I know some of you said that you're not vegan. And if you ever were worried that being vegan won't produce strong bones because you're not drinking milk, I wanted to share a little story. So I've been vegan for 30 years, and the whole 30 years that I've been vegan, I've been consuming large amounts of fresh organic greens, so kale and collards and spinaches and things like this. And I also do eat a lot of tahini, which I know is also rich in calcium and phosphorus and iron and all kinds of other. Yes, excellent. I eat a lot of tahini, pretty much every day. Yeah, yeah, Jeff, that's what I do. Anyway, I wanted to share a little story. So after being vegan for 20 years, I walked into my local health food store, and there was a company representing bone building products there. And they had a couple of lab technicians in white coats. They were giving a test on bone density. They wanted to see, if they could get people to buy their product, basically. And I walked in and they said, "Oh, do you want to get your bone density checked?" And I said, "Well, I've never heard of that before." Sure. So they checked my bone density, and basically how to sum this up is my bones are so dense. After being vegan for 20 years, there was no place on the chart for how strong my bones are. The two lab technicians looked at each other like, "Wait, what? Maybe we did something wrong." So they retested me, and it was at the same spot again. It was way off the charts. And they said, "Well, we can't sell any products to you. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it." I said, "Well, I'm vegan. Just go vegan." Eat lots of greens, eat a lot of tahini, eat your fresh fruits and vegetables, and you'll be fine. So I just wanted to share. I like to share that little story because I know a lot of people, especially my family, not my immediate family. My son and my 3 children were all vegan. My children have only ever been vegan. I have a 24-year-old son who doesn't live at home anymore, but he's still vegan to this day. And my 2 other children, 12 years old and 15-year-old, were all vegan. We're not raw. We've been raw foodists in the past, depending on availability of, different local fruits and things like that. But lately we do eat, I would say 50% probably cooked food. But we keep it vegan, and been doing it for 30 years, and I'm going to keep doing it for the rest of my life. And we do love raw foods. The market that I'm doing right now has a lot of raw food people. But there's a lot of microgreens and sprouts. There's even somebody there that's been to the Ann Wigmore Institute, Hippocrates Institute, and he's really promoting raw foods. A lot of like raw cheeses and raw cheese cakes and all kinds of awesome raw foods at this market. So if any of you live in Florida, in South Florida, if you can come check me out on Sundays, it would be great to see you. Yeah, so I don't know what else to share.
What market market do you vend at?
So it's a brand new market, and we're calling it a farm stand because it's inside a mango orchard. And the owner of the farm, who grows microgreens, does not have like all the permits that you need to really open up to the world and say, "Hey, there's a farmer's market here." So we're kind of keeping it word of mouth and low key at the moment until he gets all of the permitting to be able to legally, invite people onto his farm. But in the meantime, it's amazing, mainly because we're under the shade of mango trees. But it's in South Florida. It's very close to Larry and Penny Thompson Park off of Eureka Drive, which is 184th Street, I think. And it's on 132nd Avenue.
Is that Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Delray?
Miami.
South-Dade, yeah.
South-Dade, Miami,
Okay.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Are there any other local farmers market that are open now? In
a lot of them are drive-throughs.
Area?
What was your question?
My question was, are there any farmers market in the Fort Lauderdale, Tamarack area that are open now, that have reopened?
Yeah, I'm sure there are.
I was kind of asking that to the group, if anybody knows of
if
any.
anybody else knows. I know that there are, but what they've done with markets since the pandemic hit is they've turned them into drive-through markets, which, that's not very exciting. It's kind of taken away the social element of farmers markets, but at least you can still get, your produce. Go ahead, Rick.
I'm sorry. She asked about Tamarack. I think there's one on Southgate and University. Since the pandemic,
reopened?
Since it's a farmers market on Southgate and University. There's a park there.
Yeah, I know of that one, but has it reopened?
Oh, that I don't know.
Yeah, that's where I normally go.
Oh, yeah.
The only problem is their vegetables are conventional, and I'm allergic to a lot of fruits because of the pesticides.
Yeah, I used to go to farmers market in Hollywood on the boardwalk. I think it was Sundays. I forget the guy's name. It was organic farmers market, and I
Yeah, I've been to
remember.
that market too. I think it's
And I remember
Justin's
they sold coconuts. They cut the coconut, drink the coconut juice. But I don't know if that's there anymore.
You could try checking out the Edible South Florida magazine. Edible is a publication you'll find across the United States. And wherever you are locally, there's probably an Edible magazine. We have one for South Florida. And in the back, they always list farmers markets. It's a seasonal publication. And so the one we have right now is the summer publication. So you could try checking the Edible magazine, which I actually hand out. I should know the answer to this, but I actually hand them out. I have copies of them, and I hand them out at my market.
Thank you.
Oh, the one in Hollywood on the boardwalk was Jason's.
Jason.
I think Jeff, thank you very much. I think Jeff would like to say a few words in closing, because we're going to have to wrap it up today and get our technical issues coordinated with Zoom. So we want to appreciate and we want to thank you for joining us today. Please send us any of your comments. We look forward to putting together another good, entertaining, informative program for you. We want to thank all of our guest speakers. I want to thank all of you for joining us today. Please let us know how we can improve. If you have any comments or things you'd like us to have besides our own agenda that we put together for you. So, Jeff?
Well, I echo what Stu says. I appreciate the fact that we're switching into a technological shift here, and we are looking and setting our sights very high, because not only are we trying to get this kind of meeting going, but we are basically building a whole media system called Veganville TV, and we have very high hopes, and all that. But all I can say is, before we get shut down, let's go out gracefully. We always end up meetings too soon. We never have enough time, ever, ever, ever. And that just shows that it's meaningful and valuable time spent. See you next week.
I feel it's like a TV show and we have 15 seconds, everybody. 15 seconds and we're off the air. And the 11 o'clock news comes up right after this message. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Have a happy Labor Day. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.